Hello, good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about two important concepts in language teaching and language acquisition and language learning. And although they may seem similar, they are actually different processes. So let's look at the differences between them. First, let's look at language acquisitions. So acquisition is a natural process. It usually happens subconsciously when learners are exposed to a language and uses for communications. The learner focuses more on meaning than grammar rules. For example, children learn their first language by listening to their parents and communication with them. They don't usually study grammar rules, but they gradually learn how to use the language correctly. For example, a child learns to say, I want water. So this is the simple way to say. Now, let's talk about language learning. So learning is a conscious process. It often happens in a classroom through formal instructions. So students learn grammar rules, vocabulary, pronunciation, and sentence structures. For example, students may learn that we add "adds" to the verb when the subject is he, she, or it in the present simple. Here we can see the main differences. Acquisition is more natural and subconscious, while learning is more conscious and formal. And acquisition usually happens through communication and exposure, while learning often happens through studying grammar, vocabulary, and language rules. Let's look at some classroom examples for acquisitions. The teacher can give students opportunities to communicate. For example, students talk about what they did yesterday. They are focusing on communication their ideas for learning. The teacher can explicitly and teach a grammar rule, such as adding ed to regular past verbs, and students then practice the rule. This destination is strongly associated with Stephen Krashen's acquisition learning hypothesis. According to Krashen, and acquisitions and learning are two separate ways of developing language ability. An acquisition is subconscious and develops through meaningful communication, while learning is conscious knowledge about language. So, which one is more important? In my opinion, both are useful in language teachings. So acquisition helps learners develop fluency and communicate naturally, and learning helps learner understand grammar and improve accuracy. So therefore, teachers can provide both meaningful communication and appropriate language instructions. To conclude, language learning and language acquisitions are different, but complementary processes. Learning means consciously knowing about the language, while acquisitions mean developing the ability to use the language naturally through exposure and communications. As teacher, we should give our students opportunities to study language, but also plenty of opportunity to use it meaningfully. So thank you for listening.